Snapchat is one of the true great applications of the internet. It revolutionized messaging and interacting with loved ones, using disappearing photos and messages. There's a chance you've clicked this video because you love the app. And I have to say, what a mistake you've made. You see, this yellow-themed app also revolutionized the game for creeps and stalkers. That's why in this video, we'll look at 4 of the most disturbing, true Snapchat stories that will leave you looking over your shoulder and wondering why the application's icon is that of a ghost. Number 1. Slice of life. What's a more normal day than moving to a new place and catching up with old friends on Snapchat? 9 years ago, our person of interest, who we shall call Lisi, was having a pretty normal day when she gets a snap from her best friend who now lived 1,200 miles away due to her moving. Excited, Lisi opens the snap, and instead of letting out a giggle, she has a befuddled look at her face. It's a picture from her friend, all right, but it's not from her. Her friend is sound asleep, and the picture was taken from across the room, so it's now less likely that she's faking it. Lisi is so confused that before she can even process what's happening, the time on the snap has elapsed, and she's left gobsmacked. 10 minutes pass, and she gets another notification of her friend's new message. Hesitantly, she opens the snap, and it's basically the same picture, only the person behind the camera is several steps closer. This repeats itself 2 more times with the same time intervals, but on the 4th time, Lisi gets a life-changing picture. Her friend is still asleep, but for real this time. There's a clean slice across her throat, with blood on the pillow and everywhere. Lisi calls her friend's parents. They find their daughter's lifeless body, with no trace of the murderer. After the investigation, Lisi finds out that the images were sent to all the friends on her friend's Snapchat, and then they get a 5th message from the account, and it was the picture of a paper with a message. The message, written with a Sharpie, read, "I'm coming for all of you." That was 9 years ago, and today, Lisi is still alive and active on her socials, so that's a good sign, right? Number 2. The stuff of nightmares. Our person of interest, whom we shall call Skin, got his story featured on the news 6 years ago. But before we go into what actually happened, it's important that you know, Skin had grown up with sleep paralysis encounters beginning at the age of 8. And if you know anything about sleep paralysis, you know that encounters usually come with images or hallucinations of demons or an evil presence that tries to subdue the victim. Hallucinations, as we like to think. You see, Skin had this one demon that he encountered during episodes of sleep paralysis. It was the figure of someone or something looking at him from a window with their hands cupped around their face. But of course, Skin didn't think much of it. Those were just hallucinations, the stuff of nightmares. Now, Skin was 26 years old, more confident, romantically involved with a partner, and just moved to his parents' house while they built their own house. What could possibly go wrong? In fact, Skin is so excited, he's taking videos of his parents' 3 Australian native birds and uploaded them to his Snapchat story for his friends to see. What could possibly go wrong? Well, 15 minutes after uploading the videos, Skin receives an SMS from one of his friends. It goes, "You bearded beast, those birds are mad. BTW, the f*** was that in the window behind you in the last one?" Confused, Skin watches the video but finds nothing. After rewatching the other videos, and then rewatching the 3rd for a 4th time, he notices something different compared to the first 2 videos. In the video background, at the window, face on the glass and hands cupped around its face, there it was, the stuff of his nightmares. But this wasn't a dream. He wasn't the only one seeing this. This thing he had endured seeing in his defenseless moments for almost 2 decades was real. And it had always been real. Quickly, he uploaded the videos to YouTube, but after he saw news channels using the clips with his face in it, he decided to make the videos private. After some days researching plausible explanations and trying to reason away the likelihood of something paranormal, Skin began to feel much better about the situation. He would, however, repurpose one of his old phones to serve as a camera for when he wasn't in the house. However, the next incident would happen when he was at home. He heard some banging sound at the same screen door where the previous incident had occurred. He immediately whipped out his phone and started filming, but after a while, he didn't notice anything. so he returned to his room. It wasn't until he posted the video on the No Sleep subreddit that they noticed something strange in the video. A user called Abel Carbon enhanced a section of the video where they noticed a mass in front of a statue where nothing was just seconds ago. Skin would immediately report the situation to the police with all the video evidence. After investigation, the police concluded that a two-man team tried to rob the house, so one of them made noises to lure him out, while the other would break in. Skin found the explanation unsatisfactory, since he had all the doors and windows locked. Speaking to a random Reddit user recently, Skin confirmed that he left his parents' house immediately, and the paranormal experiences stopped since they left. Number 3. The more you look, the less you snap. On Reddit, the user Lena11 has a post from when she was 22 years old pinned to her profile. What's this then? Disturbing Snapchat experience from a real person. Let's take a look, shall we? Lena, a Bulgarian girl, recounts a strange story from New Year's, just 4 years ago. So she's watching a horror YouTube video, just like you're doing now, when she suddenly gets a notification from Snapchat. She's just got a new friend called Lappy789, which is weird because she barely uses Snapchat and can't seem to figure out which of her friends this is, so she returns to her horror video. Ironically, she's about to see some true horror in a much higher resolution. Lappy789 sends her a snap which leaves her confused. It's a picture of some grass taken with a flashlight. Lena replies, "What's this? Who are you?" But despite reading the message, Lappy789 doesn't reply with a text. Instead, she gets a new snap from her mysterious new friend of what looks like a red tile. She asks for clarification and gets left on red once again. Lena is impatient now. She's thinking she should be a step ahead of this weirdo and take a screenshot of the next snap she receives. But the next snap shocks her and shows her just how many steps away she may literally be. It's a picture of a doorknob, and she recognizes it. It's a locking mechanism from their backyard gazebo. Wham! It all hits her like a pack of rocks. All the pictures are now familiar. Her new friend is sending her pictures in real time of her own house. They're watching her. She tries to remain calm and not wake up her parents, as Lappy789 sends more pictures. She's stuck between thinking of the next best step to catch this intruder and scaring them away. She can't just log off now or uninstall the app. What if they're still there, watching her? But Lappy789 takes it a step too far with the next picture. This, a picture of Lena's mom sleeping in the other room. She screams for her father, and by the time they get outside to investigate, there's no one there. She gets the first and final text from Lappy789. "See you soon. Bye." She immediately blocked the account and would later find out that the account no longer existed. We can assume that the issue is still unexplained today, since the post on Reddit has not been updated, even after 4 years. With all the stalking stories, Snapchat built a Snap Maps feature that allowed you to see the location of those close to you. That should fix it, right? Number 4. Oh snap. Let's just say the creeps always find a way. Our character of interest here will be called Spooky. 2 years ago, Spooky was looking to spook his cousin, whom he was watching Netflix with in the living room. He told her, "Look, there's something behind you." Well, Spooky's cousin looked towards the window and was shocked because they claimed to have actually seen something. But, maybe it's just the fear making them see things. It gets weirder though when Spooky's dog goes up to the door and starts barking, and does so for a while so that it becomes really disturbing. After their dog has calmed down, Spooky and his cousin go upstairs to sleep. It's 1 a.m., but Spooky is restless. He opens Snap Maps. Oh snap. There it is. Someone's at the house with them. Someone with the name Sebastian. Rightfully, Spooky is mortified. He didn't know any Sebastian, except the one from The Little Mermaid. Quickly, he ran downstairs to lock the doors and check on their alarm system. This alarm system chimed whenever someone came in through the door, but when Spooky got there, it was unplugged. Spooky didn't do it, and neither did his cousin. Looking back at the maps, he realized that Sebastian's last scene was around the same time his dog was barking at the door. Luckily, Spooky's parents had the house hooked up with cameras. After they got the password, they accessed the cameras and there it was. At the same period when they had heard noises and Spooky had seen Sebastian on the map, there was a figure there. This was enough to call the police, and after seeing the footage, they scoured the neighborhood and the house, but found nothing. Many things like this remain unexplained, You can find out more when you click on this video, and I'll see you there.